Find out more about our free training today by clicking the link below.
The mind is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. I created this podcast as a daily supplement for you to invest into your thinking. This is your
Daily Mind Medicine.
Yo, man, what a day. Been crazy town over here in Nash Vegas. Man, you guys, I don't talk about it all the time, but man, we are cooking right now. We got 5 or 6 people moving to Nashville this month. We are knocking down the wall next door. We're taking the office space next door. We're growing in Charlotte. We're growing in Nashville. We're growing in Kansas City. We're growing in Birmingham, Alabama. It's just all over the place. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun when you are busy in the pursuit of things that matter to you, busy in the pursuit of things that make you excited, that fulfill you, that light you up. Too many people, you're not going to get 1,000 years to live. You're going to get 100 if you're lucky. Invest that 100 into something that you can see yourself enjoying for most of it. Anyways, I want to talk to you real quick about the power of a winning spirit. The power of a winning spirit. I'm actually just winging it right now. I don't have anything prepared, but I feel drawn to talk to you about the insurmountable power of having and possessing a winning spirit. What do I mean by a winning spirit? I mean the spirit that will not give up or back down in the face of difficulty. I think that sometimes what we do as humans is we overemphasize the problem, and we tend to ignore the power inside of us to keep pushing. Never forget one time I was younger. This was probably 7, 8, 9 years ago. This is a long time ago when the book about the Navy SEAL came out. This is Marcus Luttrell, and this is, to my knowledge, one of the first books that came out sharing the story of a Navy SEAL who had been around death in combat. And he was talking about his training and the things that he went through to become a Navy SEAL. And he said, if the body can handle almost anything, there's not a lot that can take the body out of commission. You break a leg, your leg's going to fix itself. Like you pull a muscle, fix itself. The body is so resilient that it can almost survive anything. What breaks is not people's bodies, it's people's minds. The mind has its own switches. The mind has its own hedging, and the mind will shut you down before the body will shut you down. And so he's talking about this, this season of his life when he was seeing all these people give up, and he just wasn't going to give up. The power that you can bring to your situation when you are certain that you are doing the right thing, certain that you are headed in the right direction, certain that the words coming out of your mouth are appropriate, are accurate, and are necessary. There's nothing that can compare with it. I see so many people who dip out of their mission, they dip out of their calling, they bounce around from thing to thing to thing. They never actually win, not because of circumstance. Their circumstances are easy. I will look at them and tell them right to their face, you have never been through anything that has kicked you out of the game. You are complaining about things that do not matter. You are weak. You're not winning because of your circumstance. The world is filled with people who refuse to win because of their mental calibration. Their minds end up kicking them out of the game. And a winning spirit is this idea that no matter what comes at you or against you, at the end of the day, you're going to suffer well. You're going to struggle well. You're going to adapt well. But at the end of the day, you're going to keep on struggling. There's nothing at this point that can kick me out of the game. There's nothing at this point that could shut me down outside of death itself. But I just want to remind you that if you're listening to this podcast, if you have my voice coming through your speakers or your ears or wherever you are, if you have the internet required to download this message, you are likely not in as bad of a situation as you think you are. If you're listening to this podcast, you likely have food to eat and water to drink, air to breathe. You're not dying. You're not passing out. And my friend, you need to grow up. You need to get over yourself. Yes, I am challenging you right now. No, I do not know the personal intricacies and details of your story, but I do know that if you have access to this, you likely have access to everything that you need to push through and prevail. People complain, and I told somebody on my staff actually yesterday afternoon, you're weak because your mouth is weak. You're weak because the words coming out of your mouth are weak. You haven't learned how to control your language, and so your language is being weaponized against you. It's time for some of you to actually do the hard thing, and the hard thing is shutting up. It's time for some of you to do the difficult duty by zipping your lips and being quiet and seeing something that you do not like but not pontificating about it. Seeing something that you feel like is unfair to you, but deciding that instead of posting about it, you're going to do something about it. There's a lot of people in the world who are willing to go the distance and risk everything by posting a tweet. Man, my friend, you got to do something. You have everything that you need to win. I realize I'm preaching to you right now, but sometimes you need a little good old-fashioned Papa T preaching. You got everything you need. Nothing can stop you. As long as your vision is bigger than the obstacles in front of you, my friend, you're going to be okay. Now, if your obstacles are bigger than your vision, that's your fault. That's a good reason to get out of the game, but it's still your fault. All you have to do is enlarge the scope with which you think. Focus on the end goal. What is it that you're trying to achieve? Don't let anything take you out of the game. Most importantly, don't let anything anyone says about you take you out of the game, because the crowd is fickle. They're in your corner one day. They want to kill you the next. I don't need anybody's voice of reason in my life. I don't need anybody's approval in my life other than myself and the people that I really trust the most. Don't rely on the approval of the crowd when you're up or when you're down. Push through. Keep your eye on the prize. Enlarge your vision. And as you enlarge your vision, the obstacles in your way tend to shrink in comparison. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully you're benefiting from this. This is a little bit longer than we're used to, but man, I just felt like it was appropriate. Why don't you leave us a review? And I will see you tomorrow. Nothing's impossible. Let's rock and roll.
DailyMindMedicine.com.
Find out more about our free training today by clicking the link below.